Basically, everyone needs something in their life that is a way of letting go. Something that brings out them as themselves and that is treasured by their very core. Okay, there we go. For some, it's religion. For others, dance, fishing, or sports. For me, it will always be theater and music. I believe that these passions create us. Yeah, they create us, and it's very important for us to have a passion of our own. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, it's what you love that makes you who you are. And that does not mean, for example, that Jimmy Buffett is a pina colada getting caught in the rain. No, there's a lot more meaning to that than we think. And to prove it to you, I'm going to apply it to my life and passions. I grew up in the Stable Theater on the Bamberg U.S. military base after having lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania until I was 5. Growing up in a theater came with its rough moments, but mainly had its advantages. Some days when I was little, I was tired of having to get home late every single night and found it frustrating to try and do my homework and watch a rehearsal at the same time. But now I've grown up to realize that I think that might have just been an effect of being little and fidgety. Now my adoration for theater has grown so much more to show me that I didn't realize I was already home. My home is a lot different than most people's. Instead of a dining table and 4 chairs, there's about 20 mini tables that constantly wobble and 60 chairs. Instead of a bed, there's a stage, and instead of a radio to wail onto, there's a cockpit and piano. Being on stage for me is like hugging a big, warm, fluffy pillow. It's comfortable to the extent that you may fall in love with just being there, not wanting to wake up the next morning to all the work you need to do. It's so comfortable that the only reason I'd want to leave is because of the fear of falling too far into it. At the same time, though, it has an intimidating effect when I'm not on it or near it, as if its pure brilliance scares me for the future. Music, on the other hand, has a different effect. Music is my way of letting all that extra energy out. It's a way of letting those emotions come gushing into plain view so that I can see them and learn from them. Similar to Mumble's dance in Happy Feet, if you've seen this movie. Having a place that comforts me and opens me up and yet scares me and challenges me, I learn a lot. For one, I've learned that comfort, unfortunately, means more than what comes from sitting in a relaxing chair. Comfort is a lot more important for happiness than we realize. I guarantee that a lot of depressed teens probably just lack that one self-chosen comfortable place in their life that they can retreat to discover who they really are. I discovered who I am through mine. By being around the theater constantly, I've learned to expand my view and to think about new possibilities or ideas. Yeah, just because of all the different concepts portrayed in different plays and music. Music has also taught me to let go of all of these extra emotions and how to accept them, making room for all the different things that I can be grateful for. On the other hand, I have many flaws that come from being around theater constantly. For instance, sometimes my melodramatic side kicks in. But that would make sense, right? I mean, being on stage constantly, it's very important often for acting to be able to overreact to things going on. It helps to make it seem real. So it can be easy to form a habit of it. Also, sometimes I find myself falling into the stereotype situations played out in songs and different plays. Sometimes so much to the extent that when it comes time for a real social circumstance, I don't really know what to say or do because I've got all these I know exactly what to say if it was a stereotype situation. It's like I have trouble writing my own lines when there's no script to follow. But I can accept all these things, because these are the things that make me who I am. And without theater or music, I would be as lost in finding myself as Nemo. So if there's one thing I'd like you to take away from this talk, it would be to make sure not to worry when you get down on yourself or if you forget who you really are. Just find your passion, and if you already have it, then savor it. Let it be that one thing, that your one home for complete comfort that lets you release all of those emotions just to leave that warm glow that is your name here. Thank you so much.